Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels. Boy, do I have a story for you today. I just couldn't believe it. I was at Costco minding my own business, waiting to go into a parking spot, and this guy got so angry because I got the parking spot that he wanted, or I was waiting for the parking spot that he wanted, that he started cussing me out. Oh my goodness. And I even had to call the police. But you know what? He didn't take my joy away from me. No, he didn't. So come on. And I'm going to share this crazy story with you. I'm laughing because it was so insane. But come on, and I'll tell you all about it. Okay, here we go. Let me tell you all about what happened. So I'm at Costco, and my daughter's with me. I'm in my van. I'm minding my own business. I'm in the parking lot, and I'm waiting for a space. There's a woman who was, she was older, maybe 75, 80. So she was moving a little slow, and I was waiting to see if she's going to come out or if she was just coming to Costco. She's on the passenger side, and it looks like she's getting something out. So I'm waiting. I'm in my van waiting for her spot. So this guy comes up toward me the opposite direction from me in a car, and he just stops next to her car, and he looks at me and he starts mean mugging me. I'm like, I wonder what his problem is, but I'm just ignoring him. So finally he drives up a little closer right next to my window, and so he's still mean mugging me. So I said, you know what, I'm waiting for her to come out. I don't know whether she's coming into Costco or whether she's leaving, but I'm waiting, and I'm waiting for that parking space. And that's when all you-know-what broke loose. He's like, you can't park there. You've got to be coming from my direction. You can't park where you are. You're going to block traffic. I said, I'm not blocking traffic. There's plenty of room for people to go around, and people come in this way all the time. It's not a problem. This isn't a only one way in or out row of parking. You can't come in. And apparently he wanted me to move so he can get that spot. So I just ignored him. I said, no, that's not a problem. I'm not doing anything wrong. And that's when he went ballistic. He started calling me every name in the book. First he started out, you're so self-absorbed. And I was like, I didn't know whether to laugh or what, because I'm looking at him. I'm thinking, really? And then I think he thought that was going to make me move, and that, he was getting really aggressive, and that was going to frighten me into moving. Well, when that didn't work, then he started calling me names. I'm not even going to say some of the names because they'll take this video off of YouTube. Now, you guys remember, it was just a few days ago that I posted a video saying how I'm not going to let anyone take my joy away from me, and I'm going to, have control over myself and my reaction and my response. So I'm thinking about all this as he's calling me all these, vile names. And so I'm not responding because I'm like, you know what, he's just out of control bully, and I'm not going to respond. I'm going to have my joy. But then as he's continuing to call me names, my daughter starts to get really upset. And she comes up to the front of the van. She's like, you can't talk to my mom like that. You can't say that. Don't let him talk to you like that. But I'm trying to teach her also about how to respond to, out of control, angry people. So I tell her, I've got this. Go sit down. But she's really, really upset. But I have her sit down. And finally, when he sees that I'm not going to respond, he drives off in a huff. But what I noticed, he got more and more angry as I refused to respond, because that's what he wanted. He wanted me to drive off in, fearful, or he wanted me to engage, and he wanted to put his anger and his, I don't know what, onto me. And you know what? I refused to let him cast it onto me. But Satan was working that day, I tell you. But you know what? I'm so proud. I'm so proud to tell you that I did not respond. So he finally, I guess, expends all his energy, realizes that I'm not going to respond. He's not going to be able to make me cuss him out. So he drives off. So I was able to talk with the lady briefly and find out that she is going to be leaving the parking space, but it's going to take her a little while. She tells me she's trying to get herself settled, and I said no problem, and who comes racing back around? Well, Mr. Bully. That's what I'm going to call him. I think I'll call him Mr. Bully. And he gets out of his car. When he comes racing around the corner, me and the lady who I was talking to in the parked car, we're looking at each other like, uh-oh, we don't know what's going to happen. And I'm out of my car. I'm not in my van, rather. So I'm like, I think I better start recording this. And she's like, yes, please do. Please get his license plate. Please get his license plate. Because she was really very, very distressed and frightened. So at that point, I started recording. And this is where I was recording when he jumped out of his car. I thought I better start recording this because this crazy person started cussing me out because I was waiting to get into a handicap spot, and I think I said she, but I think it's a gentleman, but he started screaming at me and calling me I'll just say POS, and then he said I was selfish. So because I was waiting for a parking space. I'm not going to show the parking person, but there's a parking space here, and I did get a picture of the. What? Do you mind if I talk to you on camera or no? Oh, no. Okay, I won't. He finally got back in his car, and I had asked the person who was in the parking spot. You hear me asking her if she minds if I talk to her on camera, because I wanted her to explain exactly what she saw in his out of control behavior. But she was so frightened and distressed by his behavior, and she was really scared. She told me, she says, I'm afraid to even move my car. And I was like, don't worry, it's okay. I'm trying to calm her down, trying to calm my daughter down, and she didn't want me to record her, so of course I didn't. But oh my goodness. So we parked, and I figured at this point he had expended all his energy and he's gonna just leave. Well, no. As we're walking into Costco, me and my daughter, who comes walking up? So my daughter's, I'm concerned that she's going to approach him and say something, because she's still upset with the things that he was calling, the names he was calling me. So I'm calling her over, and I just said, you know what? And he turned around, I said, I'm going to just nip this in the bud. So I just told him, I said, you know what? I'm calling the police right now, and I'm having them come out and address you because you're out of control. Because all I did was tell you you couldn't park there. I said, I'm going to have them come out because your behavior was unacceptable and you should not even be allowed in Costco. But we'll let the police handle this. So at that point, you can see like a bully, how when they think someone maybe more powerful is going to be coming on the scene, they kind of deflate. So at that point, he kind of deflated and turned around. He kind of almost ran into Costco. And as I told Mr. Bully, I'm going to call him, I did call the police just to keep the peace. And we were at the Costco that's located in Carlsbad in North County. So a Carlsbad police officer responded. A very nice young man responded to the scene, or a nice young officer, I should say, responded to the scene. Thank you very much. This is Officer Ortega, who came over here to deal with the person who had an incident of road rage. But thank you. He's going to look for him and have a little chat with him. But thank you for coming out in person. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We're at the Costco here in Carlsbad, and thank you, Officer Ortega.
No worries. Have a good day.
You too. If you're wondering how it ended, I didn't have any more contact with him because I didn't even go inside the Costco until police responded to the scene and until the manager from Costco came to the door. And I told him what has happened. He was so apologetic and said that he would provide someone to go, I guess, as a personal shopper, walking with me to shop. I said, no, that's not necessary. I showed him the video, and I think they were going to eject him from Costco. I don't know. But again, I had no more contact with him, and I don't know what happened, but I was able to get my shopping done. And I would have just left and come back another time, but I had a time deadline. I had somewhere I had to be, and I really needed the items that I was there to get. So I decided, I'm just not going to let this bully, intimidate me into leaving. And things worked out. But I'll tell you something. Since I have decided to really live my life with joy, not to let people upset me, not to let them put their anger and bitterness and hostility onto me and cause me to project that, I have been tested. Satan has been testing me right and left, I'm telling you. But so far, I've been maintaining. But we'll see. But I love each and every one of you. I hope your journeys are filled with joy. Stay tuned on Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern for Glow Live. And we'll talk about this and more. And let me know in the comments what you think. How would you have handled it? And have you encountered bullies, and what do you do? All right. Love you all. See you next time.